Greatest update ever. Excellent update. Title Update 1 was good, but Title Update 2 is on a league of its own. Let's start with Lagiacrus. I still hold the opinion that the devs should have held off bringing him back until we got underwater combat back as well. Honestly, his return in Wilds is lessened because of that, but god damn, Generation 6 Lagiacrus is gorgeous. The hunt is so much fun, the music drowns me in nostalgia, and the armor and weapons look fantastic. Eric truly represented those of us who love Monster Hunter 3 and those that started with Generation 3. Now, I was afraid of how the underwater portion of the fight was going to turn out. I love underwater hunting in Gen 3, but it's not looked at in the best of light, and I understand why. When Capcom showed off the update, they made it clear underwater hunting wasn't returning. Not that I expected it to. Immediately, I knew this was going to be a forced moment in every Lagiacrus hunt. And I'm right, it is. The first time going through it is exciting because it's a semi-return to underwater combat. It was fun, but is it gonna be fun the 2nd, 5th, 100th time you do the hunt? Yeah, actually, that's the most shocking part about this whole thing. I've hunted Lagiacrus almost 20 times already, and the underwater section is still fun to go through. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's pretty fast-paced. It's significantly more fun when you're hunting with others though, and that sort of brings me to the next part. Holy shit, 8-star tempered Lagiacrus is no joke. With the exception of Arkveld and Zoshia, 8-star hunts are pretty damn difficult. I haven't even beaten Gormagala yet. Mizutsune can one-shot tail slam you to death. Seregios can be pretty difficult too, especially with him proccing bleed so often. And I didn't expect Lagiacrus to be so difficult. I really enjoy hunting with the Charge Blade, but Tempered Logi forces me to use the Insect Glaive. Even when you block, you straight up take so much pierce damage from his AoE that it doesn't make sense to attempt to block it at all. And it's pretty difficult to run away when you're in the middle of an attack if he's already starting to charge up. If you go into that AoE trying to block it without having full health, you will die. Even if you have just a little bit of damage, you will die. The only decorations that helped were thunder resistance. Duh. But the decoration system in this game is extremely limiting compared to the 5th generation system. Personally, I love the idea of changing armors based on what monster you're fighting, but the armor you choose is so heavily tied to what weapon you're using that it doesn't make sense to make more than one set per weapon. So what's the solution here? Either you use another weapon entirely, slot a bunch of elemental resistant jewels that can mess up your whole set you already have, or maybe it's about time the devs implement weapon and armor augmentations. That's a whole other conversation, and I'll just move on because I love augmentations and I could talk about that topic all day. Anyways, the underwater portion of the Tempered Logi hunt feels impossible to do solo. The monster is just way too fast and rapid fires attacks at you. You can skip it by waiting it out, but that really sucks. It feels like the portion is meant to be done with a team. All in all, 8-star tempered tier 5 hunts, very hard, also very fun. Moving on to Seregios. I really like this monster. Just like Lagiacrus, his Gen 6 iteration is absolutely fantastic on all fronts. Design, hunt, music, armor, weapons. The armor in particular is one of the best looking in this game. I've always loved his hunt. He fights in such a unique way compared to other wyverns, and not many monsters utilize bleed. Although his bleed proccing during tempered hunts feels kind of ridiculous. Something I found out while looking things up on Seregios was that the Gormagala cutscene in Wilds is heavily inspired by a Seregios cutscene in 4 Ultimate. It's not one-to-one, but the main beats of Julius investigating an area, one of his hunters getting snatched up and thrown back, all happens. You should absolutely look it up if you didn't know about it. I played a lot of 4 Ultimate, but these games don't exactly encourage players to replay the story from scratch. So I'm always so hazy on what exactly happens in the story of these games. Although nowadays I have a much deeper love for Monster Hunter than I did before, and it's likely that from now on I'll always play each title at least twice to use both genders, which I've done with World and Wild so far. I've brought it up 1,000 times before, and I'll bring it up 1,000 times again. Monster Hunter Wilds is an indirect sequel to Monster Hunter 4. There's so many callbacks to 4, and now we have both flagship monsters from those games as well. The Gemma Fashion Hunter contest was really cute, and to cap it off with her reminiscing reminiscing about her previous adventure and gifting us the Caravaneer jacket filled my heart with so much joy. Like, genuine feelings were welling up inside me. I mentioned it in the video and I'm calling it. We are absolutely gonna get a new handler option in the expansion. And Julian called it being Sophia, so I'm gonna be real upset if that doesn't happen. And no, an Alma outfit is not enough. I want Sophia. We're also gonna see the Caravaneer. It might not happen until the final update against Dalamador, but it will happen. I'm calling it. It's being called. This will all happen. Alright, next thing to mention are the DLC. More charms are fun. Unique charms like the Downy Crake and the floating icons are fantastic. Definitely want to see more of that. I ended up liking the Cyberpunk outfit way more than I thought I would. More character customization options available, always good. I love that they brought back the dance gestures from World. Hip-hop dance in particular is my jam. Overall, this round was pretty great. Now, one surprising feature I want to mention is the ability to choose different models for upscaling and frame generations each. I did not know this was even possible. I've never seen it done in any other game before. I'm now running DLSS for upscaling and FSR for frame generation. For frame gen, FSR is fantastic. I have a 3090, so I really have no other options, but it genuinely works great and I've been using it since the beta. Not so much for upscaling. DLSS is king on that front, and I could see an immediate difference. Wilds has never looked this good before on my rig, so I'm extremely happy. Last but certainly not least, layered weapons are back! I hated the implementation in World. Rise did it properly, and it was a perfect addition to the endgame Fashion Hunter grind. Now it makes its grand return in Wilds in the most spectacular way possible. Similar to layered armor, weapons require you to reach the end of the weapon tree and you automatically get the layered version. Not only do you get the layered version, but you also get every unique evolution within the tree. So something like the Lalabarina insect glaive that goes from a needle point to a prong, you can now choose between both. Arshan weapons evolve with every level. Now you can pick which form you like best after fully upgrading it. This is the absolute best iteration of layered weapons. In addition to the fact that we can now turn off glowing effects on our characters, Monster Hunter Wilds is hands down the greatest Fashion Hunter game there is. This game gets better with every update, and it's reached a point for me where I've gotten just about everything I wanted. In terms of features, all I really want are augmentations. In terms of monsters, I'll always want every single monster in existence, but aside from Elder Dragons, most of my favorite monsters are in the game. Mizutsune, Gormagala, Lagiacrus, the roster so far is beyond fantastic, and it's only gonna get better. Give me the rest of the Fated 4 and I'll die pretty happy. The difficulty in the game has ramped up to a pretty extreme degree, so it's hard to complain about the game being too easy now. There'll always be things I want, but to me, in terms of content, Wilds has gone beyond what I expected. Far better than both World and Rise's base endgame. I recently crossed 300 hours in the game and I'm nowhere close to getting everything I want. Plus, I'm having a blast trying to keep up with the updates and event quests on my female hunter. It's only getting better from here. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing or becoming a member of the channel, and follow me on Twitch for more of my shenanigans. Most importantly, hit up the Discord where you can keep up with all my projects, uploads, and live streams. I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for watching, and happy hunting!